Hey you, so I hope everyone's doing well and fine out there in these trying times. So before we jump into this video, has your silver stack lost or gained in value? I'd like to say if you haven't done so already and you like what you hear/see, please do go ahead and subscribe, and also let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments as to whether your silver stacks especially is what we're going to be focusing on today, has lost or gained in value since you've been picking it up. And I'm going to break down my silver stack as from my foundation to my collector pieces, and just give an overall count at the end as to whether or where it's been, whether it's appreciated in price or not done so well. So before we jump into this, I'd just like to say it's been very tight times for myself, just work related and a lot going on around me, so I haven't been able to get back to comments down below, DMs or even emails, so bear with me, hope everybody can understand. But yeah, so getting into this, has your silver stack lost or gained value over the time since you've purchased? So I'll break down my silver stack as is. So what you're going to be seeing here is a rather diverse mix, not usually the case, but it's going to represent coins that I've either picked up in volume or I own just a few of, and speak on them from there. So first off, it would be my foundation. As I've always mentioned in the past, my foundation is my all. It's what I pick up this stuff for, the more collector coin pieces, so I'm able to flip them and purchase more into the straight raw government bullion for myself. But that's changed little, as I previewed on my last video, as I'm seeing that holding a lot more of the collector pieces more long term can easily help my stack appreciate and grow even more over time. And that's what I'm breaking down now as to whether your stack has increased or decreased in value. But speaking on my foundation as a whole, which is going to be my governmented Britannia coins for me, I would say two factors are going to come into play as to why I would say I'm up. First and foremost is going to be time purchased. I mean, that's going to play a major role for a lot of people. It's something none of us, it's really out of our control, really. And I say it's out of our control. You can start purchasing whenever you want to, but who knows where the spot price is going to be. It's very fortunate for yourself if it's at a nice, comfortable, low position when you do get into it. That's going to be the case of when I first started and got the bulk of my silver. So I think just from that point alone, my foundation silver stack is up in terms of appreciation. Right now I'm in the green. Another factor that's going to come into play is going to be trades that I done, when I purchased my foundation, but also the times that those trades were done also comes into play again. So time is playing a big factor here as to why my silver is up. I've done trades in the past I've done on video where I was, trading out highly desirable collector coins at the time. May not have been considered the best move at the time, but I think a lot of the trades that I've done on video and even off video have worked out fantastic. There's a backlog if you wanted to see up on those. I've done the proof, what are they now? The Luna, so the proof 12 coin, 2-ounce Luna coins. I traded those out at a time where I just didn't think it was going to be going on from strength to strength. I traded the swans, the very first swans when they first came. I was able to pick those up in large quantities. Traded those out for foundation. That trade came in for a straight foundation. I believe I traded 200 ounces for like 400 ounces. So it was trades like that that really boosted my foundation. So the collector coins played a role. So there was a lot I didn't hold on to, and I cashed out when the time and the iron was hot. So for my foundation, I would say it's most definitely looking good. Whether I'm up or down, I'd say I was most definitely up. Next, I'll break in my collector coin as my stack in silver. My silver stack is made up of those two there, my foundation and my collector coin pieces. I'll just break into why I picked up the coins of a certain series, or for instance, and where it is now. So I'll have random pieces like this, at the time of purchase. It's 10 ounces. I like the design. It was just one of those things where I've always liked the maple leaves and the Canadian maple stuff that have the maple leaves. I'm not sure if this is the first 10 ounce. I know they do a lot, but at time of purchase, this was also a reasonably handsome spot price. It was low premium pickup. So, this wasn't purchased with thought of, hey, I'm going to flip this and maybe get more foundation pieces. It basically went towards a foundation pickup. So I'd say a purchase like this, of when it was purchased, would say breaking even or even up on something like this. But this wasn't purchased with intent of collect a piece and sell them for more, even though it is technically a collector coin. But this was one of those coins that, I see it as foundation to a degree. It's governmented coin. and but it's of the larger size. Here we basically get into same MO but a little different, as in Europe, if you're going to be collecting collector coins, in the UK the best are Britannias or even Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs seems to be universally great, but another fantastic option in Europe is going to be these Noah's Ark coins, these pieces here. So I've done a complete stack of these also in a lot of my archive videos, you can see. But these are very low premium coins, they do well in Europe, so time of purchase, again, on a very low spot price, it's not going to be an issue. It's a larger size, but it's a coin where, because of my stack so diverse, and I would say it's majority in the green, I can have these coins and just have them sit there and just make them a part of the permanent stack. They're here forever. I can't never see myself picking this up and needing to sell it. I can't never see this, becoming the in-demand coin tomorrow. It's just a big chunk that I was able to purchase on a low spot price. I do prefer this side more. Can we see what size this? I believe this is the 10 ounce, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's the 5 ounce. So yeah, this is another purchase that falls into the same category technically like the 10 ounce over here. That's going to be purchased purely because it was a stocking filler, and the price was right. Next we get into the Perth Mint Lunar 2 pieces, half ounces. I did go after the half ounces at one point. It was just available pieces, picked them up for good prices. Both were picked up very early. I done an unboxing in my early videos when I picked up a box of these at a fantastic price. And the Dragons always is and always will be a hot coin, so I also picked those up. I think I have a few rolls of these Dragons, but they've always been where they were. Half ounce size was a lot of opportunities when we was talking Lunar 2, so still can and still do work good things out with these. Time played a massive role also on a low spot price, and designs played a massive role, so I'm always able to sell these for a profit with no problems. These most definitely are up. Wouldn't take a massive hit, and another key thing I'll be bringing into this now, as you can see, technically the majority are BU that I'm displaying here. So if one or two did get milk spot, I believe this one does have a milk spot somewhere, it's not going to be a massive dent because I didn't play such a large amount coming in. I can't really see it there, but I believe one did have a milk spot lingering around. So these were good purchases. Lunar 2, two very strong designs in the Lunar series in general from Perth Mint, 2 Predators and 1 Mythical Creature. So good pickups at the time, and I still think very good now for flipping. And if I can sell it now and still make more money, and it hasn't tanked in value, came from a semi, or I would class as a strong pedigree, the Lunar series, then it's most definitely up. But I got into the Lunar series because it's something you definitely get into when you're stacking, or you're getting into series. Lunar 2 or Lunar series as a whole, Perth Mint is always going to come up. And so now you're talking Pandas. Asked a few times about these. I've showcased these off before. I'm going to put a note out, so I'm not sure if this is one of the moody ones that I have. I've just put a disclaimer out there. But Pandas, I have the complete date run set to a certain date that I do have, but it's not a series I've continued picking up. But I know on a lot of the newer ones, it's made a lot of people, disgruntled a little, as they don't contain a full ounce of silver. But I don't pick these up outside of what I was able to purchase off somebody as a complete set. But I can't see you losing your money. They do have a collector base out there, not a big crowd favorite, but there's definitely opportunities in these coins if you do stack them and are into them. But I only have the few, but I wouldn't be taking a hit on anything I do have, like the person who sold them to me. I'm not sure if this is one of the fake coins that are out there, but it adds some flavor to my stack and some diversity. Then we have the Kookaburra coins I've spoken of before. At one point I was heavily invested in these. I had the 2015s. I was just going for somewhat of a date run and heavily invested. Even with this coin here, I had a large amount of these. You can see them on my YouTube banner head, I believe. But I done a lot of selling. I had a whole load of these at one point. Privies, I sold them off early. With the Crooks, I went for the game plan of just picking up the stronger designs. And even with this here, a lot of the privy pimping, I saw this as technically a close similarity to this. A lot of people did, it has similarities, and whether that turns out to be 12 years, 10 years, we'll see from now, but they sold a lot more of these in different variants than they did of the 2008s. There was privies of the 2008s, but nowhere near as aggressive as, the 2016s. So what I started doing was releasing a lot of my anything from after the 2008 Crooks in large numbers. So with a lot of these, I have handfuls, whereas with these, I still had the massive amount that I done with the trade that I done on video also. But, with Crooks, I focus more on the game plan of getting a lot of the more undesirable ones and working on them from there. So I'd say as a whole, I'm up most definitely with that because it was mission accomplished. I started doing that early on, getting the hot designs and then selling them on. I've sold them on. I've graded loads. I've done some fantastic trades with other dealers on eBay with these coins here. So I think with the newer ones, there's always going to be a crowd for those, as mentioned. You're always going to be able to flip them. But for me, I backed out from there. I saw what I saw. And I saw the opportunity not as great as getting the older models. But, I've been asked about the privies a lot of times. It's better to collect the privies. Privies are they're a beast on their own. Sometimes the privies are better. They sell for a premium and people are prepared to pay a premium. It just depends on who you ask. Hardcore collectors are more miffed off about the privies because it just dilutes the amount that's already out there, and it gives the mint an opportunity to produce more than the 300,000 or 500,000 out there. But that's just part of the game. But I'm most definitely up on my Crooks and the game plan I done from there. Then you get onto more of the typical, more flavorful variants that the Perth have brought out. This is just one of the many of the new ones. You can go on forever. It's technically why I stopped, cut off from there. After here, you had the where are we now? The emu. And then you had the other variants after that, the birds of prey, the swans. I cut off kind of early because it was just, I was winding down on collector coins. But this is where I got to when we're talking the new 50k vintage coins. We all know what this was and how hot these were. And it was the first of, you could say, the run of the Perth Mint's new, mintage number. So I'm most definitely up on these and think that there'll be a definite good long play on those. Then we have something like the Queen's Beast coin, the dragon, representing me just getting involved in all of them. And most definitely up on those also. It was something from the Royal Mint in BU that went on to be a blazing hot coin. They had a Lunar series also, and this coin representing that, and it wasn't a good buy. But I was able to get these at damn near spot through a trade with a friend. So, it is a collector coin in its own right, but it doesn't have nowhere near the demand something like the Queen's Beast coins have. But capital gains tax, a UK Royal Mint coin, it's good in my stack. But with the Queen's Beast coins, I think it's fantastic. It's done my stack fantastic. And it also helped me to keep the entire silver stack as a whole in the up. I haven't liquidated all yet because the series is still ongoing, but it's most definitely kept my stack up there in the green. Then you get something for more of the private mints, and that's going to be the Rwandan coins that I got into. I like what they was doing in the beginning, I've mentioned many times, I think it was ruined a little by a lot of the antics that mints and dealers play, but I'm still backing them, just not sure what the game plan currently is. But I think these coins still do demand a handsome premium, especially the early releases. It can be a case where it's going to be the earlier ones are the key ones, but I'm still going to want to see all the designs they definitely come out with these. But I'd say with these also, they haven't been a bad purchase in that they've tanked. Nothing I've purchased here I'd have to sell for below what I paid for. And I would think that would be the case even if the spot price was around the same. So that was one of the private mints I went in heavily with, from the Nautical series to the Lunar series. And I think it's currently doing rather well. Now that's going to be on the BU side of things. I would say, looking at my stack, whether it has increased or lost value, I'd say it most definitely has increased. I'm able to still hold them and believe they'll keep on appreciating over time. The not so good plays came from the proof coins. I'd say when we're talking proof, funnily enough, the Perth Mint proofs were more damaging to me than the other proofs. When we're talking proofs that was okay, you're going to be looking at the proofs like this, and this is going to be the stuff from the Royal Mint. These worked out okay because, one, it was the earlier releases when we're talking the Peter Rabbit stuff, and even something flavorful like the Snowman coins. But over time, I think they started to crazy oversaturate them. I'm totally out of the 50p's now from the Royal Mint. But I think what's played a role in these being able to be sold for what I purchased them for with a little interest is that, one, they've increased the prices of these coins initially when they come out. I'm not sure if it's by £10 or £15. And two, increased the mintages. I think if you've got a lot of the earlier first releases on some of these coins, we've all seen what the first release on the Peter Rabbit does. But I think even now, some of these Peter Rabbit coins still do kind of well. You're in the money. So for the proof coins that I heavily invested in, that's going to be the Royal Mint ones. These were some of the best performers. The ones that done dreadful would be the Perth Mint ones. You know, I think Perth Mint as a whole BU are best. You know, they do the proof, Swans, the Dragon Phoenix, and all the series there. But the best buys are always going to be your BUs. So that's just a heads up there. I think the stack would be a lot more, you know, damaged or in the red if I would have heavily invested more in the proofs. That's not always the better purchase. I know a lot of people that purchased some of these, for instance, and thought they was going to be as great as the BU, and this never turned out to be the case. So as a whole, my stack is most definitely up. One, true to it being diverse, I have had other coins that I just liquidated or took a loss on, and it being the right picks. You know, if I was doing it now, again, there's most definitely some coins out there I think you could stack in bulk that could end up or leave your stack in the green if you was to sell half or go along with them. But I'd love to know what your silver stack's looking at right now. Is it just pure foundation, pure generic? Is your silver stack up or down? Is it due to bad purchases, bad picks, or just wrong timing? Even sometimes you pick up certain pieces. You know, a few people got into the Canadian Predator series. I remember a few people contacted me with a load of collector coins they purchased, and it just wasn't the ones that were in demand at the time. And that can be the case sometimes. Sometimes it's just best to follow the crowd because it has more worldwide appeal, i.e. the Perth Mint Luna coins, as I've mentioned in the past. Dealers worldwide like these coins. Some dealers prefer them a lot more. Some dealers have a stronger resale collector base for them, but you know, they're great coins. These are on fire at the moment. You know, these ain't so much on fire, but still do have a good collector base. These, they're coming out thick and fast, you know, so you just got to pick the right ones and maybe give them a bit of time to mature. These, meaning the Crooks, are just getting released. We're seeing a bit more variant and flair to them now, so we'll see how they pan out as time goes by. And I believe these still are what they are. You know, I've been asked many times whether I do collect the 10 ounces and what do I think of the 10 ounce Queen's Beast coins. And I think 10 ounce is good, but you're always going to have more play and better opportunities 2 ounce largest than 1 ounce standard. But I'm going to wrap this one up, guys, but I'd love to know your opportunities, which have been good or bad, and where your silver stack is now, whether you're up in the green or down in the red. So please do let me know that down below in the comments. Please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.